Dear listeners, today we are going to delve into a topic that may raise doubts, curiosities, and sometimes taboos. It is a topic that is rarely discussed openly, especially among women over 50, but it deserves careful and respectful reflection. We are going to talk about what happens in a woman's body when she decides to swallow during intimacy with her partner. Is it a harmful or beneficial practice? Are there risks involved? What does science say about it? As a sexologist and doctor, my mission is to demystify these topics with the medical, psychological, and sexual evidence we have at our disposal. So if you have ever asked yourself these questions, if you are curious or want to better understand the effects of this practice, stay with me and we will analyze it with depth and respect. This content is aimed at women and men over 50, and I want to remind you that every body and relationship is unique. The important thing is always to act with respect and awareness towards oneself and one's partner. Let's first talk about the physical aspect. Semen is a biological fluid composed mainly of water, proteins, sugars such as fructose, and minerals such as zinc and magnesium. In normal amounts, its intake does not pose serious health risks for a healthy person. However, as with any bodily fluid, it is important that there is trust in the partner. We must not forget that some sexually transmitted infections can be transmitted through semen, such as HIV or the human papillomavirus, HPV. Hence the importance of having a safe and mutually trusting intimate relationship. The question many women ask is swallowing good or bad? Medically speaking, there is no single answer. It is neither strictly good nor bad, as long as the practice is consensual and carried out in a context of safety. There are those who enjoy the practice for the degree of intimacy it implies with their partner, and that is valid as long as both parties feel comfortable and respected. From a psychological point of view, it is interesting to observe how this practice has historically been the subject of controversy and taboos. Culturally, it has been associated with ideas of submission or power. But the reality is that in a healthy relationship, it is just another expression of sexuality and emotional connection between the two. We should not see it as an obligation, but as an option. Women who feel pressured to do so may experience feelings of discomfort or shame, which can have negative effects on their emotional well-being and self-esteem. On the other hand, some women find pleasure in the practice because they feel that they are reinforcing the connection with their partner. Psychological studies have shown that trust and the level of sexual satisfaction in a relationship tend to increase when both parties are willing to explore their sexuality openly and without prejudice. That said, it is crucial that this exploration be voluntary and never imposed. Consent is always the key to any positive intimate experience. When a woman decides to swallow, she is not ingesting anything that the body cannot handle. Semen, as mentioned, contains nutrients such as fructose and proteins, but in minimal amounts, so it has no significant nutritional impact, neither positive nor negative. In fact, some studies indicate that the caloric content of an average ejaculation is so low that it is irrelevant from a nutritional point of view. However, it is interesting that in recent years there has been much talk about the supposed benefits of semen for the skin and overall health. Although these myths have circulated for a long time, there is no solid medical evidence to support the idea that swallowing has notable beneficial effects on a woman's health. The important thing here is to demystify any unfounded expectations. Semen is not a magical potion with miraculous properties, but neither is it something harmful in terms of health if the woman decides to swallow. From a sexual perspective, many women report that by doing so, they feel a greater emotional connection with their partner, as intimacy and trust are reinforced. This is related to the psychological effects of mutual vulnerability in a couple's relationship. When both parties feel safe and respected, this experience can contribute to greater sexual and emotional satisfaction. Is it good or bad to do it? This is the central question, and the answer depends a lot on the context and the relationship you are in. It is not bad from a biological or medical point of view, as long as intimate relationships are maintained within the limits of mutual respect and sexual safety. However, it is neither obligatory nor necessary for a relationship to be fulfilling or satisfying. The most important thing is that you, as a woman, feel in control of your sexual decisions. If swallowing is something that makes you feel good and you enjoy it with your partner, it is a valid option. But if it is not something you like or makes you uncomfortable, there is no medical or sexual reason that indicates you should do it. The key is always open communication with your partner and acting from a place of personal respect and comfort. In summary, dear listeners, it's essential to understand that swallowing, like any intimate act, is deeply personal and exists within the realm of choice. It's not inherently good or bad. Rather, it is a part of the nuanced landscape of human sexuality that can be explored within a couple's dynamic. What truly matters is that each woman has the freedom to decide what feels right for her, based on her own boundaries, comfort, and desires. In the journey of intimacy, there is no fixed rule or formula. Each relationship, each individual, and each experience is unique. As women mature, their relationship with sexuality may evolve, and the importance of autonomy in these decisions becomes even clearer. There is no obligation to conform to any expectation, whether societal, cultural, or from a partner. The most significant aspect of any sexual encounter is the foundation of consent and mutual respect. These principles are what allow intimacy to flourish in a way that is healthy, fulfilling, and empowering. Sexuality is not just about physical acts. It's about connection, trust, vulnerability, and the ability to express one's desires openly and honestly. As we age, our sexuality often becomes a more profound aspect of our identity, one that deserves to be embraced without shame or fear of judgment. The freedom to make choices based on our own needs, to say yes when we desire and no when we don't, is integral to our well-being. In this context, it is vital to create spaces where we can talk about these aspects of life openly and without hesitation. Sexuality and maturity can be rich, vibrant, and transformative. There is wisdom in embracing the changes we go through, understanding what brings us joy, and learning to communicate those desires with a partner. If this message resonates with you, if you find it both meaningful and transformative, I urge you to share it with others who may also benefit from this enlightening perspective. By subscribing to Wise Old Age, Sexuality, and Health, you are not just gaining access to knowledge. You are joining a movement that seeks to redefine how we approach aging, sexuality, and personal well-being. This community is a refuge for those who want to explore the complexities of these topics with sensitivity, respect, and authenticity. Your thoughts, experiences, and questions are an integral part of the dialogue, and I invite you to contribute to the conversation. Whether you're reflecting on this topic or another aspect of female sexuality and maturity, your voice is not only welcome, it is essential. This is a space where all of us, regardless of our age or experience, can engage in meaningful discussions marked by empathy, openness, and mutual respect. As we journey together through this profound exploration, let us remember that sexuality is not a mere physical act. It is a deep, soulful expression of who we are, of our essence, our identity, our desires, and our connections. At every stage of life, sexuality carries a power that transcends the body. It is an embodiment of our lived experiences, our wisdom, our vulnerability, and our capacity for intimacy. It is an art form that should be celebrated, not silenced, honored, not disregarded. Let's commit to viewing sexuality and maturity as a beautiful evolution, a phase where experience meets desire in a dance that deepens with time. It is in this stage that we learn to embrace the fullness of our being, recognizing that our sexual identity is an ongoing, vibrant part of who we are, regardless of age. In this sacred space, let's shed the shame that often accompanies aging, and instead, let's cultivate a culture where sexuality is understood as an ongoing source of vitality, strength, and profound connection. Together, we will ensure that future generations will grow up in a world where the beauty of sexuality at every age is celebrated with reverence, authenticity, and joy.